Hi, I'm Adriana, physiotherapist and yoga instructor, and today's video is going to be a trauma-informed yoga sequence all about self-love. This practice will be done completely lying on the mat, on our back, and on our stomach. So it might be nice to get into something cozy, perhaps grab some blankets and pillows, and we'll jump right in. I invite you to join me lying on your back to start. If you have pillows or blankets, it might be nice to grab those and make yourself comfortable. You might choose to keep the knees bent, or perhaps you would like to lie with the legs straight today. Maybe you place a pillow or a bolster behind the knees. And I'll be taking a few minutes to ground into the practice today. Today's practice is all about self-love. And I invite you to join in on any of the movements that feel loving to you today. If anything feels like it's not serving you, you don't have to join. Taking a nice inhale through the nose and an exhale through the nose. Doing a few breaths, perhaps noticing your stomach rise and fall or your chest rise and fall. Maybe relaxing further into the surface that you're lying on if possible. I invite you to choose an affirmation for today that feels loving to you. Perhaps I am learning to love myself, or I am lovable. Maybe you choose some aspect of yourself that you love completely. I love my eyes. I love my laugh. I love my resilience. Whatever feels good for you today, I invite you to say it to yourself either out loud or quietly in your head. I am learning to love myself. When you're ready, we'll take one knee to chest. So straightening the left leg, and bringing the right knee to chest. Perhaps letting that right hip really sink into the surface below you. And for this self-love practice, I chose a more relaxing practice because I think oftentimes we can feel like we need to hustle, feel like we need to be doing in order to be worthy, in order to be lovable. In fact, I think we are loved. We're lovable just as we are, regardless of how fast we're moving. I invite you to switch legs, straightening out the right leg, bringing the left knee to chest. Perhaps noticing a difference side to side. Knowing that if knee to chest does not feel comfortable for you, you do not have to do it. With your next breath, I invite you to bring the right knee back up so both your knees are bent. Perhaps feeling like you're giving yourself a bit of a hug. You might choose to completely wrap the arms around the legs, reaching opposite elbows or clasping the hands. Maybe choosing some gentle movements with the legs and the back if that feels good for you today. Whatever movement speaks to you, whether that's circles or back and forth, or maybe it's no movement at all. I am learning to love myself. Maybe you decide to wiggle the feet back and forth as you do gentle movements with the body. Maybe you decide to wiggle the head back and forth, bringing whatever movement comes to mind. There is no right or wrong movement here. And when you're ready, I invite you to bring the legs back down with the knees bent. Gently bringing both knees over to the left as far as feels comfortable. Coming back up to center and sweeping both knees over to the right. Moving back and forth at a speed that feels lovable and nourishing for your body today. Do 3 more back and forth movements. Bringing the legs back to center when you're ready. Making your way into child's form in whatever way feels good for you. And if you have a blanket, it might be nice to wrap the blanket around you, or if you have a pillow, it might be nice to use the pillow or a block to support the head today. If you're joining me in child's form, either keeping the knees together or moving them apart, whatever feels good for your legs. And then bringing your hips back towards your feet. Arms can go above your head or down by your side. And we'll spend a few breaths here. You get to decide what version of this form feels good for you. If you want a pillow, if you want a blanket, if you want your arms up or down or resting on a block, it's all your choice. We'll take 5 more breaths in whatever variation of child's form that you're doing. If you are ready, I invite you to move into pigeon form. So we'll go on the left leg first. So bringing the right leg behind you, straight. Bringing that left knee behind the left hand and the left foot behind the right hand. And perhaps choosing to use pillows to support the arms today. Once again, if you'd like the blanket on you for this, feel free. Bringing some love and nourishment into the left hip. Perhaps recognizing if there is anywhere else on your body right now that feels like it needs a little bit more extra attention, a little bit more love. Perhaps that means softening through the jaw and face. Maybe it means relaxing through the shoulders and resting on a pillow. Perhaps it means not doing this form at all and doing something different. And if you're finding it hard to connect to a certain area that feels like it needs more attention or more love, that's totally okay. You can follow along with me. You don't need to have everything figured out. You don't need to know all of the answers in order to be loved, in order to be worthy of love. We'll take 3 more breaths on this side. If you would like to join me on the other side, coming back up onto all fours, bringing the right knee behind the right hand, right foot behind the left hand, straightening out that left leg behind you. Maybe coming back to that affirmation that you stated at the beginning of the practice. I am learning to love myself. Perhaps seeing how saying that feels in your body. So bring up anything. Do 3 more breaths on this side. Coming out on your own time. And we'll be moving back onto our back. If there's anything else that you would like to do before going back on your back, feel free to do so now. You're on your back with me. I invite you to bend that right leg. And then bend the left leg, lifting the leg up. We're going to give some extra love to the back of the leg, the hamstring muscles. So you can place your arms around the back of the left upper leg. On an inhale, straightening that left knee as much as feels comfortable. On an exhale, lowering the knee down. And inhale, bringing the leg back up. And exhale, lowering. Moving through 3 more times in your own way, at your own speed. When you're ready, switching sides. So bringing that left leg down with the knee bent, bringing the right leg up, arms wrapped behind the right upper leg. And an inhale, straightening the right knee. And an exhale, bending. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Moving through 3 more times at your own pace. Whichever way feels lovable for you. We'll move through the last form before we go into Shavasana. I invite you to take the knees up towards your chest again, but instead of hugging them, bring both knees over to the left side as far as feels comfortable, causing a bit of a spinal twist. If you have a blanket or a pillow and you want to place that under your knees for more support, feel free. Perhaps noticing if you're holding tension anywhere. Can you relax even more? Taking 3 more breaths. Making your way up to the middle again with your knees bent and floating both knees over to the right. Once again, maybe feeling a bit of a twist through the spine. Perhaps noticing difference from this side compared to the other side. Taking 3 more breaths here. In your own time, making your way into your last resting form, whatever works for you today. Maybe using a blanket to keep you nice and cozy. Maybe grabbing a pillow or a bolster. You might choose to get up and go straight to a bed or a couch to get extra support. I am learning to love myself. I'm learning to let go of the belief that I am only lovable if I am providing for somebody else, whatever that looks like. Maybe there's a belief that you're letting go of. Maybe believe you're only lovable if you dress a certain way or if you have a certain job. Maybe you believe you're only lovable if you do a certain activity or if you're always available for others. Whatever that belief is that comes to your mind, perhaps you acknowledge it. To ask yourself if it's serving you today. Thank you for choosing to nourish and love yourself and your body with me today. See you next time.